G'day guys, Casey here from Lured In Fishing. Today I'd like to show you how to correctly swage an aluminium crimp. So I'm just going to attach a hook onto the end of this leader here with a little bit of protective tubing over the loop. So first we get our correct size crimp. So this is a 170 pound nylon leader. We're going to feed that onto our line there. We're then going to feed on our protective tubing, and we're then going to feed on our hook. We then get our tag end of line, and we're going to go back through that crimp. So with nylon leader, you always want to use an aluminium crimp so that it doesn't bite into the nylon. It's a nice soft metal, it grabs really nicely, but it's not going to cut in. If you use a copper crimp or a figure 8 crimp, you can do some serious damage to your line when you crimp it down. So now that we have our loop there, this crimp is ready to be swaged. So we've got our crimping pliers here. We're going to use the suitable size hole in the crimping pliers, and first I'm just going to sit that crimp in there. I'm not going to crimp it down tight. I'm going to make sure that we've given ourselves about 1/2 mil out the side of the crimping pliers there, just so that we leave a nice little flare on the end. I'm then going to crimp that down. We're then going to rotate the crimp 180 degrees, and we're going to move down to our next position. So we're in the same slot on our crimping pliers. We're then going to crimp that down as well. Nice and tight. Give it a fair bit, but you don't want to squeeze too tight because you can actually pop the nylon inside the crimp. If you do that, you will normally hear it and you will normally feel it. Then I'm going to do our final part here. So we're going to rotate that crimp 180 degrees again and make sure that's nice and central. Once again, we're going to sit at about 1/2 mil off the end of the crimping pliers, and we're going to close that nice and tight. The reason we rotate 180 degrees every time is so that our crimp stays nice and straight. If you crimp the same way every time, you'll find that your crimp is going to banana. It'll curve like that, and it will be relatively unneat and not the strongest. We're then going to trim up our tag end. So I like to leave myself about 1 centimetre of tag, and then I like to hit it with a lighter just to butt that tag out. Just in case anything goes pear-shaped, it can just be that little bit of extra to stop that nylon from pulling through. There you go. How to correctly swage an aluminium crimp.